fucking button. Good Sunday afternoon. You know what that means? It's time for Matinee with the homies. And today we're doing a little kung fu stuff. So I got a little music to play.
Clip the usual for the homies. Do not condone the words or the actions of Phantom X.
That was good enough for me. Welcome, everybody. Oh, God, Phantom. Welcome, everyone, to the Kung Fu edition of Matinee with the Homies. Oh, okay.
So Atomic, Liquid Ebola. I mean Atomic. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just chill. Can't wait to be on the stream.
William Shatner.
Yeah.
How's it going, Ronan? How's it going?
Oh, it's going so great. I can't wait to talk about the ancient art of Wushu and Wing Chun and Kung Fu.
Bless you.
It's going great. I'm excited to talk about a lot of these films because some of them are really kick ass.
And how are you, Phantom?
I'm doing fine. If you guys noticed last night, we had a little gaming stream that we did last night. And if you guys, after this, go check it out. You know, it's we played Among Us, and since you guys enjoyed the stream, part 2 will be coming out pretty soon. Don't know when, but it will be coming out. So it can't be a. Let's talk a little kung fu.
Well, like Phantom said, today is our Kung Fu stream. We're going to talk about Kung Fu movies, martial arts movies in general. It's going to blend together because, you know, a lot of Kung Fu movies are martial arts movies, and a lot of martial arts movies have Kung Fu in them. So we're going to discuss what impact and what they did over the years from the, you know, early days to now. We're going to talk about our favorite actors, our favorite movies, and we're going to start off with, like we do every week, we're going to start asking, like I'll start with AP. What movie of Kung Fu or martial art got you into the genre? What brought you into Kung Fu movies?
1 second. I gotta.
Oh, okay. We got a podcast.
That's what she said.
I know.
That's what she said.
1 second. I have a technical.
Well, that's fine. Take your time. Ronan, you want to start us off then?
Totally agree.
So, yeah, 100%.
We totally agree.
All right. One of the first films that I watched when it came to kung fu films and everything like that, when it came to that kind of like style of martial arts, and from that region, obviously, like most notably like China or Hong Kong, since that's where a lot of those films originate. I would say it was Jackie Chan's Police Story. That one was a really good action flick, and of course it's the master of kung fu himself, Jackie Chan. Like, he's one of the biggest ones and one of the most popular. Everybody knows Jackie Chan. And before, of course, he did Rush Hour, he did a lot of films from Hong Kong, and the ones that he's well known for is the Police Story trilogy. And that one, the first one at least, was, man, that was something else. He was playing a cop called what was his name, Kevin Chan, I think it was, or something like that. But he was trying to take down this drug lord, goes through like the slums. They're driving through the slums, ramming everything down. Great chase scene. He's trying to hunt down the bus, and he's like doing all sorts of crazy feats on the bus because, you know, he also has some inspiration from like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton too and everything. And I think the biggest highlight I would say is the mall scene, like towards the end of the film. The mall where he's fighting everybody in there, driving a friggin' motorcycle around, like sliding down on the lighting and everything. It's insane. But it's such a good.
Is it him or one of the other people get thrown off the dang top of the 2-story?
I think it was. I think it was him. I think it was him. He flung himself because the mall's like 2-3 stories, and he flung himself off of it just to be able to like land all the way at the bottom to catch the drug lord because he was like running away. But it was wild, dude. It's such a good film. Like, it's probably one of the best like revenge type films, I would say, because the reason why he decided to do what he did and tear the whole mall down was because one of his partners got killed halfway through the film. So, and he got framed for the murder too. So that's why he basically worked outside of the law when it came to that and just started kicking ass. So good.
I remember the I don't remember what the first one was called when it brought over to here, but I remember Project A, which is the second police story, was brought over here as Project A. Phantom.
Well, Project A was when he was in the Navy. They were against the pirates. So that was that movie here.
Oh
For
wait,
me,
I'm thinking Operation Condor. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's Jackie Chan, and this is like one of his earlier 70s films, and I saw this like in 79, 80. It's called The Killer Meteors. He played a bad guy, but it was during the it was like in ancient China, and I grew up on that style of martial art movies, like the ancient China, and the wiring, fighting, and stuff like that. And Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, like two of the major influences of the the kung fu era of cinema stuff for me.
And I just realized it was Super Cop. That's what I was thinking of. That's what Police Story was called here. But it was
Right.
the third one was the first one here. AP, do you have an answer now? Or are you still having trouble there?
Still having difficulty. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Literally have some like.
AP, just take your little blue pill. You'll be fine.
For me, it would probably be. I mean, I had a few that kind of fit the category, but the number one that I remember just being like, "Whoa!" Which I don't know. It wouldn't really call it kung fu. It's more Chinese than kung fu, but of course is the Big Boss, or as we got it here in America, Fist of Fury. First time seeing Fist of Fury and Bruce Lee just like blew my mind. It was just such a good movie from beginning to end. It weirded me out because it was like at that point I was probably maybe 6, 7 years old. At that point, everything I'd watch had action, but nothing had this kind of action, this kind of movement, this kind of just gravitas in movies. And I was just like, I was taken back. It got me into martial arts. Like I'm not anything important. I'm a green belt in I think it's Taekwondo. I don't remember now because it's been so long. I did like 2 years of it, and that was it. But it was just like it got me into the martial arts, and it got me into training and stuff like that for my body. And it's just to see like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, you get some of these actors that just like Chow Yun-fat is not a skinny guy, but for his size, he was able to do some of the stuff, and it's just an excellent like starter point for me.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to see you actually make it in, AP.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I want to speak on what got me into this was Jackie Chan movies. Honestly, it was simply as that. It was like Shanghai Noon and Nights and Rush Hour. With those movies that really got me into it. And I know Rush Hour has a lot less karate, but
well, that's your generation, so it's understandable. For those who don't know, AP's our youngest member here. He's 23.
What gave it away?
So I mean, his view at kung fu would be a lot different than us. Like even Ronan's was, that was when I was a teenager, and that's when Phantom was like 40.
Anyway, what got me into it was really just like Jackie Chan's movies, because he was big in the early 2000s, and so that's I remember I watched what was it like? It was a fight in a Shanghai Noon, I think. Is that the first one, or is it Nights the first one?
Shanghai Noon's the first one.
Yeah, Shanghai Noon's the first one, and then some of the fights in that were just like the drunken kung fu style. It was great. That's really what got me into the first. It really got me into this genre. So,
I mean, Jackie Chan is the undisputed king of martial arts in movies.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
At this point, yes.
Say what you will about his allegiance
Bruce
to the.
Lee was around still.
Well, I mean, Jet Li was also a rising star in this as well too. I have to throw my my hat with Jet Li too, because it's funny because earlier I was watching this is the film I talked to you guys about before off stream, but it was Meltdown, or as it was known originally it was known as High Risk, and it was a really good film. And when I rewatched it again, I realized, oh, okay, I see that it's not just a kung fu movie as well, but it's sort of a westernized Hong Kong action film because they take a lot of inspiration from well, a lot of inspiration, more like lovingly ripped off, shall we say, lovingly ripped off Die Hard mostly, because like the setting of the film and a lot of the action takes place in a hotel, and there's a big heist going on. The bad guys are clearly, a sophisticated elite paramilitary style terrorist group and all that stuff, but it's still actually pretty good though. I would say it still holds up, and I watched it dubbed, like, so a lot of the actors are dubbed, and the acting in it's pretty cheesy, I would say, but it's still funny. I would say the funniest thing when it comes to the dubbing has to be the actor that's basically like he's like a rip on Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. And I think the actor's name was Jackie Chung, something like that. And in the film, he's called Frankie Lone and everything. But it's hilarious because he's like one of the few examples, I would say. So I don't know if you guys heard of the website TV Tropes, but like they cover all kinds of different tropes that exist through like television and movies and whatnot. There's a trope that's called the crouching moron hidden badass, which basically describes a character that's a complete buffoon, but when push comes to shove and you have to get real serious, he proves to be really incompetent. Because in the film, Frankie's what's up, Anjanette? In the film, Frankie's pretty much like a playboy, spoiled brat kind of guy. And then when he's actually fighting up against the one dude who's called Kong, like big dude and everything, he actually shows that he can kick ass, and he pretty much kicks his ass the same way that Bruce Lee would kick a lot of people's ass.
That's the thing you don't see though. Is like I agree with you. Jet Li is a good one, and in China he would do that kind of. I guess you call it the career of Jackie Chan being the lovable buffoon that could kick ass. But like in like his Once Upon a Time in China series and stuff like that. Like Jet Li in China could be the goofy Jet Li, whereas in America we made him Captain Badass, Captain Stoic, when he actually was really damn funny when he wanted to be.
That's right, yeah.
Well,
like he went
if you
into
ever
the
watch his
Expendables series,
if you ever watch his movie Legend, the original one, not the Tarantino one, but he did like a series up to that. It's like where he's learning martial arts. He's like goofy as hell. I mean, if you look at that genre, like one of the genres we're going to be talking about is going to be Bruce Sportation, where everybody they try to make the next kung fu guy the next Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan and Jet Li were put into that genre because of they were the next Bruce Lee incarnate.
Well, in the early 80s, that's what they dubbed Jackie Chan being the next Bruce. And he was like, I don't want to be the next Bruce. I want to be the first Jackie.
Yeah,
So,
I do think that's really an unfair label for a lot of these actors. Is they're being pretty much a shadow cast over them how iconic Bruce. Well, I want to say this is like Bruce Lee was an iconic like actor when it came to karate films. It came to all that stuff.
And he only did a few short movies.
Charismatic. He was
charismatic. Very charismatic.
Only a few movies.
The point I had was all these other actors like Jet Li, Jackie Chan, all these like karate. They're being pretty much a shadow cast over them as like Bruce Lee's shadow, and they're pretty much saying you have to mold yourself into this shadow and blend and just and be exactly like not exactly.
That has to do with martial arts. It's like when he created Jeet Kune Do, like they were like, well, it's not nothing we have. You need to fit in one of these categories. Yeah. So back then, even in the early 90s, I think 90s is about when it changed, but up to the early 90s, like, what kind of martial artist are you? We didn't have mixed martial arts. We had, you were Kempo, you were this, you were this, you were this. You had to fit in a mode or you was not considered a thing. And that's what they did with those movies back then is like Bruce was one of the first ones to bring any kind of martial arts over here that wasn't traditional. And it made him a pioneer, but it also made him a pariah in some of their eyes.
Right.
It's like this guy right here. I mean, like this guy right here, he was poised to be the next Bruce Lee also. And this was mid 70s.
Well, there was a lot
And
of movies like that. One of my like first one after oh my god, I just forgot the name of it. The Big Boss or Fist of Fury. First one I got after that was a movie called Bruce Lee versus Bill, and it was Bruce L.I. And there was, and don't get me wrong, it's cheesy as it could be, but it was a fun movie. But they was trying to make this guy Bruce Lee. Then they had Bruce Lee with one E. Then they had Bruce Lee with Leigh, and I'm like,
And Bruce Lee from Crenshaw too.
be like water, my
Yeah.
friend. Be like water. Be like water, yo. And it was like there was, everybody was looking like, now they look for the next big thing. Of course they do. But back then you couldn't find someone that had the charisma, the ability, and the just marketability of Bruce until Jackie. That's why they wanted him to be the next one. But it's like
which was
lightning in the bottle.
Which was the point I was going to make when AP, and now that you're mentioning it too, Campia, it was the point I was going to make. Like, it's unnecessary to kind of like give the label to Jackie and to Jet Li as well with trying to call them the next Bruce Lee. And then of course Jackie has that famous line where he's like, I don't want to be the next Bruce Lee, I just want to be the first Jackie. And that's absolutely the case, because you guys got to remember too, Jackie Chan actually studied under Bruce Lee as like a stunt double and like worked alongside him in some of his films too.
He was in Enter the Dragon.
That's how Jackie Chan, got his first like entry into kung fu movies, was being an Enter the Dragon, working
he was
with
a
Bruce Lee.
Stuntman, yeah, stuntman.
Exactly.
Bruce.
And then ever since then, he started doing his own things as well. And then he got big and popular. And now people talk about Jackie Chan. They didn't just try and throw the label of Bruce Lee onto him. He made a name for himself with like the experience that he has,
and with the movie catalog. Go ahead.
Well, also you have to think there's so Jackie, he graduated from the I can't remember the school, but he talks about it all the time. It was him and there was three guys. It was him, Sam Hong Long or whatever, I can't pronounce his name, but he was in the movies with Jackie. Yeah, he was the big guy he was the big fat guy in a lot of the older Jackie Chan movies. And like, I mean, Kung Fu was like really massive in the late 70s and early 80s because of this show right here, Kung Fu. I mean, this right here, this was the definitive TV show right here.
I feel like that's what, that's what brought it to mainstream in America.
Right.
Like before Kung Fu.
You remember David Carradine wasn't a fighter. He literally did ballet. He was a dancer, and that's how he was able to do the stuff that he did in these shows because of his dancing background.
Well, I mean, the show was officially created by Bruce. They just didn't quote him on it. He didn't get the rights to. So, I mean, it was created by Bruce to be a Bruce spinoff or not spinoff, but like for his career. And they just wanted a white actor for it. The times have changed.
I mean, I could be wrong, but this is like Ip Man before Ip Man was a thing. Was this show right here?
I'd agree with that.
Right.
The thing about that is, you said it there. Like that was basically a Western TV show. Like it was Western with Kung Fu's thing. It was about Kung Fu, but it was Western, and a lot of things you didn't see that back then. Like the different genres. Like you have your Kung Fu movies, which brings me to my next question. Or not question, but discussion point. In Kung Fu movies, you've got your traditional. You've got your ones from like that they base around, like I said, Once Upon a Time in China, which is based around dynasties from years ago, 15, 14, 1300s. You have your modern day. And I just want to ask y'all, what do you enjoy watching the ancient way of in movies, or are you more a modern movie guy?
Well, not modern movie now. Like the modern movies are not that great.
Well, true, but I mean, you got movies like what we just watched, The Raid. You've got Tony Jaa doing stuff in that.
John Wick has a lot of karate in it. It has a lot of martial arts in it. But
there's also Donnie Yen as well too, who actually adapted the story of Ip Man, like the 4 Ip Man films that existed. Like I think I watched Ip Man 2, where he's versing the British boxer, which actually wasn't It actually wasn't bad at all.
I think that's
kind of
3. I think that's
Oh, was it 3? Okay, it was 3.
Yeah, I think it's 3. I've got all 4, but I think it's 3. But yeah, it's like you see different things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's more traditional. That was a movie that I watched, and don't get me wrong, I understand people like the wire work. That's just not my cup of tea. But I enjoy more the like seeing the flowing traditional, like you see the castles, the shrines and stuff like that. And I really enjoy watching those type of ones over modern day. Like, don't get me wrong, The Raid, freaking amazing. Those Tony Jaa Protector movies and other things like that, great movies. But
yeah, Protector actually is a pretty good film. For me, I would say I do kind of like and lean more towards the modern films myself. Yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier, The Raid, Redemption, and their use of the martial art Penkat Silat. So it's not kung fu, but it's an Indonesian art style nonetheless, and it's a that is such a brutal fighting style, and that is such a brutal film in general. But of course, like I mentioned too, Police Story with Jackie Chan, Meltdown with Jet Li, and some of the other films that Jet Li has as well too, like the one where he works with Jason Statham in that one. He's like fighting a parallel dimension version of himself that's evil, and it's that the fighting in that one's also pretty good. It's just a off topic kind of thing, but sort of on topic as well too. Is that the interesting thing when it comes to Jet Li is that I don't know if I've heard this right, but I think he does his stunts a little bit less in comparison to like Jackie Chan. If I'm correct, Jackie Chan definitely does almost all of his stunts.
100%.
Jet Li does a good portion of his fighting and some of his stunts, but I believe he does actually has some stunt doubles to help him out, and he's not as intense, I guess you could say, as Jackie was.
What I read, this has been a while back, but I read that he'll do most of his stunts when it's up close and everything. But if it's any kind of wire work or anything that needs a wide shot, he usually lets his stunt double handle that.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah,
like he hates heights, so he said it's like wire work is all them.
All right, okay,
Well,
all right, fair enough, I guess.
Well, also when it comes to like Jackie Chan, I mean Jackie Chan literally, he started off as a stunt coordinator, and that's where he made his start. Because if you remember Enter the Dragon, he's one of the goons that, I mean, literally Bruce Lee knocked him out in his first scene in the movie when they're in the cave and he's got the nunchucks. He accidentally knocked Jackie out and apologized for it, but like. The one thing about Jackie Chan, like we talked about, yeah, he does all of his stunts, except for his American movies. He has to have a stunt double because Jackie's nearly died multiple times. I mean, like Armor of God, which is technically the first Operation Condor. They reversed the order of the movies here in America. I mean, literally, he's jumping from the castle to a tree. The limb breaks. He crushes his skull, and he's got missing piece of his skull,
metal plate.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that man's alive with some of this, like some of the injuries he sustained. But man, I am thankful.
Every movie,
Rush Hour
every
4,
movie, every movie up to the, I think it was up to what's the one? Rumble in the Bronx. Up to Rumble in the Bronx. Every movie he did, he had one accident after another, and kept going. That's a man who loves his craft.
Dedicated, absolutely dedicated to the arts.
Like for myself, when it comes to kung fu movies, I love modern stuff, but I'm more in tune to the older movies because I think the older movies are way better with the kung fu because it focused more about the kung fu. Like modern movies is more it's gun fu, it's fighting with guns, and that's the subgenre of the kung fu of industry, like John Wick. Some of the modern Jackie Chan movies are gun fu because there's more guns than fighting, but Jackie integrates it into it. Now, another good example of a kung fu movie, it's a bad movie, but Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. The kung fu in that movie was done by the Jackie Chan crew.
Yeah.
And those were probably the best fighting in a movie I've seen today. And even though Shang-Chi was a god-awful movie, the fighting is what makes the movie good.
I will admit, I love that fight scene in that bus like that bus fight scene that they had.
The bus in the side of the building.
Yeah.
And
Or-
Simu
yeah.
Liu couldn't done that without the fight team. Yeah, like
Oh,
they
yeah.
made him look good. I don't like him as a person, but they made him
No.
look good in that movie when it comes to the fight
No,
scenes.
Yeah, like the fight scenes in that were actually like the best part. That's what.
Well, I
But
feel like that-
I've only watched it.
Well,
what
that was
sold me about
Disney's
the movie.
attempt at making that. Let's be honest, that was Disney's attempt at making a kung fu movie and hoping it lasted, and it might have had they not brought in Marvel's Katie. Like what they've done to that movie
my God.
with what they could have done was so sad.
Yeah, but I want to like, man, when it comes to like the fighting in Shang-Chi, it felt like, I don't know, like the part of it was really good. Like some of the fights were good, but some of them felt like kind of like cartoonish, like the ones that were meant to look like feel grounded, but they kind of still felt cartoonish. And I get like it's a guy
that battle
fighting
at
with,
the
like,
end. The battle at the end of the movie was really.
The
too
battle at the
cartoon.
end
Yeah,
wasn't
and-
even them; it was two dragons going at it.
Yeah,
It's like-
it was,
Yeah.
and Katie was just an annoying. Like Hollywood's just been trying to make Aquafina happen.
Dude,
But anyway,
at least she didn't do the scuttlebutt song.
yeah. Oh God, no. But going back to the topic of like when it came to like going back to Jackie Chan, like that man, like his movie. I don't know if this movie received well at the box office, but The Foreigner, I quite enjoyed that because I like Jackie Chan. Every time he's in a movie, I'm like, yeah, I want to watch it. I know
it did better on DVD and Blu-ray than it did.
and I know this is more of a martial arts one, but it's also animated. Is the Kung Fu Panda? I know he plays a.
Oh
in it.
boy, here we go.
Phantom was the main star in that.
But the thing about like Jackie Chan, he did a movie called Vampire Effect.
Yeah,
and it's
Lord.
it's about hunting vampires and stuff. He's he's in the movie. He's only got like a selective role. He was stunt coordinator, and he was producer of this. Now, like movies like that where they had the martial arts as part of the movie. I love martial art movies. I love them. It's like it's my top tier genre of movie, especially like the mysticism in like the older movies and stuff.
Oh,
Like when you would like the wire work and stuff, the magic aspect of those movies, because it's more based on the Chinese mythologies is how those original movies work. I mean,
Well, they also had really good actors though, like Michelle Yeoh, Chow Yun-Fat, Jack, So I mean, like I said, I don't really care for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because the wire work, but the acting was great in it. Zhang Zi or Z Zhang, however you say her name, fucking phenomenal.
I will say this about like going back to the as the subject. I prefer ancient. I like the ancient vibe of some movies, like the ancient setting, but I much prefer the when it comes to like the modern. Because
the realism, you like realism.
I like realism. And like, don't get me wrong. If there's fantastical elements to stuff like this, I love it if it's done right. And of course, I have not seen a lot. So I've seen relatively few martial arts films compared to you guys. I'm like probably the least knowledgeable on a lot of this because I also am young. I'm still like there's still a lot of stuff I gotta watch.
So I'll throw a curveball in there because I know I said I like the modern stuff. I was also going to mention too. I like the modern stuff mainly because of the fact that the fighting is a lot more realistic. Like, like I mentioned with the Raid is, oh god, I cannot sing enough high praises about that film. But the fighting in it is so tight. It is so intense. Man. It's very good, but I don't mind some of the more fanciful, fantastical kind of style of fighting where like there could be some wire work and whatnot. The example I'm not going to give is so much about wire work, but it is more so CG. And it's a combination of the modern aspects as well, too. The Matrix, especially the Matrix Revolutions.
Yeah.
The last fight scene between Neo and Smith, where it's just him and the two of them fighting each other across the city. And you just see a bunch of CG and they're flying around everywhere, fighting like it's a fucking Dragon Ball fight, right?
Yep.
Again, I know it's over the top. It's not wire work. It's mostly CG, and most people would look at it and be like, "Jesus, what the hell am I looking at?"
Well-
Me, when I watch it, it's like I absolutely love it. I I think it's great.
It's not the first form of gung fu, but it's one of the ones that people that's the one that drew people. That's the one that got people's eye. That's the one that modern America, the normies as we call them,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they saw first. So I completely agree with you. Like those movies brought kung fu back to the generation because at that point,
Oh yeah.
everybody was like associating kung fu with Jackie Chan, where it's comedy mixed with kung fu,
Right.
whereas the Matrix was like, this is martial arts.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the Wachowski brothers, and yes, I'm calling them the Wachowski brothers, they were inspired by a lot of like Eastern media. That's why they wanted to bring it into, into the Matrix. So, they took heavy inspirations from a lot of the stuff that came before and decided to add it into their films.
Well, I can't remember if it came first or not. I don't think the Matrix came first. I think Equilibrium. That's the one that really
The
caught me
timing.
back in the day. I think it
I
came out
would
like a year or
say-
two before Matrix.
I was going to say, because Matrix came out in 99. If I'm correct, Equilibrium probably was
I think
98,
97,
97.
98, yeah.
Just roughly
And-
around there.
But the gun fu and that's the first time I've seen anything like that,
So-
and it was just crazy how they even explain it as they do. Like the movie's
Oh,
not
yeah.
really fu.
Well, they specifically call the martial art gun kata. That's what it's known as.
But
gun
I mean,
kata.
they only had like basically 3 scenes where they actually use it. It's a more of a mental movie, but those scenes make it stand out so much that it's like, I think if you've not seen it out there, the chat, if you've not seen it, you need to watch Equilibrium. You need to find it and give it a chance because if you like
I'll
the
say this.
Matrix, it will
I
give
have
you
not seen. I have not seen Equilibrium, and I've only ever seen the first Matrix movie because I hear that people are have mixed feelings about the other ones. So I was like, I just want to watch the first one, and I don't want to risk tainting. But anyway,
the first 2 are okay. The third one, if you just avoid the ending, it's not that bad. But yeah,
but
Well,
my-
also, if you look at movie like Face Off is gung fu.
yep.
Well, I mean, it was directed by John
John
Woo.
Woo.
Yes,
Yeah.
John Woo was one of the big
Which
preeminent
we
guys
can
when
go
it
into
comes
that,
to
like actors that act. We're already talking about basically actors
Mhm.
and directors and stuff that we like, we enjoy, we talk about. Right there, John Woo. Like, how many movies are inspired by John Woo just in general? Like, he was
Yeah,
a Chinese director who came over here and did so many action movies. You kind of said
Mhm.
Face Off. You had The Replacement Killers. You had
Mission Impossible 2. Mission Impossible 2, directed by
Eh,
John Woo.
I mean, people might honestly shit on the second one. For what it is, I actually did kind of like it myself. I thought John Woo did a good job with it. I understand people have issues
the
with
motorcycle.
it,
No.
The
I
motorcycle
love-
fight scene at the movie is phenomenal.
I
Right,
like
you
the
know?
second. I'm with you right there, Ronan. I'm a second
the second
defender.
one.
I prefer the second one over the third one, and people love the third one.
Mhm,
And I'm
right.
like, I think it all depends on your perspective. Like it's single taste, but yeah, John Woo. Say
Yeah.
what you want about the second movie, he was over melodramatic and stuff, but the action was phenomenal.
I got a
Well-
question. I'm zoning on his name right now. The guy who played in it's Ip Man?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie
yeah.
Yen, yeah.
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
Okay, yeah. I know I've seen him in quite a few things. I could never like name what movies I saw him in. But every time-
Donnie Yen is the modern day Bruce Lee. He is the modern day Bruce Lee.
But I can say like him and the guy who played in the main enforcer in the raid, those two guys are like they are highly talented when it comes to their martial arts.
They're
He,
utility
like
large players.
Iko Uwais, that's the main actor that was in the Raid Redemption. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm not talking about the main actor.
He's
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
the guy with the long hair, the bad guy.
Yeah,
the guy that plays Mad Dog. I don't know what his name is, but
Mad Dog.
he does a really good job with his craft as well too.
It was Jackie Chan. Of course, everyone's seen Jackie Chan. If you haven't, I'd be surprised. But it was Donnie, and then it was the guy who played Mad Dog, who I've seen so many of these movies, like in John Wick 3. I keep recognizing their faces. I'm like, hey, I've seen this guy from this guy, and but like I know they were also like, I think they deserve a lot more name recognition because they're very like they're. I mean, Donnie Yen's very, very popular, but he's
I
not
was
nearly
gonna
as
say
popular as he
with
should
the
be. Like,
series, I feel like he's starting to get his. But you're right. Like in the early '90s, mid '90s, he was the utility player when you needed a American, a person who could speak English that was a hell of a martial artist, and he was the utility. Like I don't. He's got a bunch of movies, but I remember watching like Highlander Endgame back in the day, and he stole that movie from Adrian Paul and Christophe Lambert because
Yep.
it's like he was who you wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, it's crazy how there's probably like 5 or 6 other ones that where it's like he's in the movie and he's the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, also,
Oh,
yeah, I remember Jill White. He plays Spawn. He's a good martial artist.
Michael J. White.
Oh, Michael J.
Michael
White.
J.
Yeah,
White.
Michael J. White.
And then
Yeah.
and also think about Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes brought a kung fu element to Demolition Man and Spawn.
Blade and Blade.
I mean,
Well, Blade,
and
it was- yeah.
Blade. It's like, yeah, you gotta think. Wesley Snipes is like a 3rd-degree black belt. He's considered a karate. He got a master.
I think
And
he's
it's
6
like-
or 7 now. He's got up
Yeah.
since then. But you're
Oh,
right.
wow.
I mean, if you want to look at martial arts himself, like look at what he was in White Men Can't Jump, and then look at him in Spawn. The discipline that he had between those two, those
mean
years
Blade?
right there. It's crazy how he built his body up, he built his martial arts up, he built all that up.
Mhm.
And it's like it shows
Yep.
you what you could do. Like it shows you what these movies inspire you to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
real quick, AP. The actor is called Yayan Ruhian. Is
Yayan,
what the
okay,
name is.
okay,
The
yeah,
guy that
yeah.
played Mad Dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yawn!
He was also in the sequel as well, too. Ray 2 Baranthel. But he doesn't play the same character. I thought that he did. It would have been vaguely interesting. It's like somehow this dude survived getting stabbed in the neck with a fluorescent light bulb.
Somehow Mad Dog returned.
The only one that returns besides the original character, I think, is the brother, and everybody else kind of knew.
The brother comes
but
back
it-
just for a short bit, but I
it
won't
takes
spoil
all
it,
the
obviously.
actors from the original movie and puts them in new roles. In the
Yes.
second one.
That it does do, which is pretty
Okay.
cool.
So I got a question. So, like, what could you consider? I know, KB, you're probably gonna bring this up too, but what do you consider like who would you like look at today and say they're the definitive or modern era, either Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee at this point?
Well, Jackie Chan's still alive and kicking right now, and considering they're gonna make a Rush Hour 4, thank you, Daddy Trump. I guess I don't know, but the fact that they are making a Rush Hour 4, you could
What the fuck?
make the
He just
argument
called him
that
That's why I was like, really?
that's for all the MAGA people that are in chat. You could still say Jackie Chan is still the name that is on everyone's lips. Me, I'll make the argument. I want to make the argument that it's Iko Uwais just because of how good his fighting style is, and he's been in a lot of other films besides the Raid films. He's been in a bunch of other films as well too, and he's slowly making his way into being in some Western films. Maybe the other name that comes to mind would be Tony Jaa, not just because of the
Yeah.
Protector films, but because of
Goombok.
Ong Bak, and he was also in Furious 7, I think it was. He had that small appearance in Furious 7.
Yeah.
As one of the
I will
he's
say
also
that-
in the Expendables movies.
I'll say that.
Oh, that's right. He was, yeah.
I think Jackie Chan's the obvious answer because of his name right now in the current era carries the most weight compared to a lot of these.
That's what Phantom's asking. Who would
yeah.
you replace it? Like, say
Yeah.
he decides to have a successor. Who would you consider his successor?
I
Like, honestly, he don't get talked
I'd
about
say-
enough. But Scott Adkins, I don't know if any of y'all know who that is. Scott Adkins was in some Ninja. The movie's called Ninja. Not the one we got here in America, but there was 2 from overseas that were called Ninja. He did Ninja Assassin. He did really good in those. He did great in the
He was
straight
in
to
John Wick.
video. He was in John Wick. He was also in John Wick. He was in God, why can't I think of the name of that movie?
He was
Jean-Claude
in-
Van Damme, Kickboxer, the new Kickboxer movies.
Boyka? Or is
No,
that
not
different
like a. But yeah, he was in John Wick 4, and he was also in Ip Man 4. the finale.
Mhm.
Yep.
These are the
And
newer ninja films. Yeah.
But he's getting up there in age. He's getting close to 40, 45. So it's like, if they'd have done something with him 10 years ago, I think he would have been the next big kung fu martial artist guy. But they
Yeah.
didn't. That genre's not big here anymore.
Well, also, if you want to think like the '80s, you got to put Van Damme in that realm too because of his movies. You know, a lot of the Van Damme movies were good kung fu movies.
Well, they're
You know,
also filmed in China, so yeah.
yeah, like
I mean,
Double Impact and stuff like that.
Kickboxer, yeah, but they're
Yeah.
not kung fu movies. Like that's the thing. That's what I was telling everybody here. We are going to talk about kung fu movies, but they're also, there's mix. It went from being one kind to being mixed martial arts. Kung fu is a
Mhm.
part of that. People learn kung fu as well as they learn taekwondo and aikido and other things like that. So it's like they do kind of mix together. Jackie Chan is a kung fu guy, but he's also a karate guy. He's also a stuntman. He's also, there's different things. Like he's the Karate Kid guy, now in the younger generation. So you should have called it a Kung Fu Kid, yes, but they call it the Karate Kid, but he's a
Yeah.
Kung Fu guy. So it's like you're getting mixtures of genres with it. So I agree with you, AP. Kind of still Jackie Chan until Jackie Chan's gone. We don't know who's going to be the
Yeah.
successor.
I, I'd say I just got lost his name. Raid, main actor.
Oh, Iko
Yeah,
Wait. Oh no.
Iko.
Oh, the main actor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
main actor. Iko. I think he'd be a good successor. However, I feel like kung fu and like karate and martial arts. It's those like designated movies. They're not nearly as popular as as other genres. So the actors there are at least not exactly as a bigger pool. This is a smaller pool of them.
Well,
Then
the thing is, and let's be completely honest. As Americans, we
like
lean
guns.
more towards an American than we will a Chinese or Japanese or Korean fighter. I
Yeah.
mean, like, don't get me wrong, we still love them, but like, there's nobody that really could take that. Like, they tried to find the American Jackie Chan, and they never could because it's so hard to find someone with charisma as well as the ability to speak English as well as the martial arts. And it's like that's the golden key. Once we find like Donnie Yen, if they'd have pulled the pin
yeah.
on Donnie Yen 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we would
He
have
would have
so
been-
many. Oh yeah, we would have so many because he
Oh,
speaks
yeah.
perfect English, and they could have attached to him. But it's like,
Oh, I mean that was
it's
demonstrated
Hollywood.
in the John Wick movie. In John Wick 4, his English was there was no broken English. It was
No,
just
he lives in
completely
London. He
fluid.
speaks perfect
Oh,
English.
Mhm.
I know,
Yeah.
but
I am with I am
it's-
one with the force. The force is with me. I'm one with the force.
Hey,
the force
there
is
it
with
is.
me.
he was one of the
Yeah.
best.
He was
I-
in Rogue One, yes.
Yes.
I do think he was one of the most intriguing characters in that movie.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like that movie right there. What do you
Mhm.
remember from it? 90% of it is Donnie
Oh
Yen.
yeah,
right. That's
Well,
that,
he
that was the
missed-
movie I recognized him
it's-
in. I completely forgot the name of the movie.
Well,
it's interesting.
also,
No, just real quick.
also-
It's interesting you
Yep.
bring up. Interesting that you bring up. What was it called? Scott Adkins, right? You brought up Scott Adkins before,
Mhm.
and I had completely forgotten that Scott Adkins was in several films.
Yeah,
I guess maybe he doesn't have the
He
kind of
doesn't have the
charisma or
name.
the hold or the namesake that like Donnie Yen does. So it is hard to try and find that kind of actor here in America.
Well, he's a French guy. He's a French actor. So
Okay.
it's like Scott Adkins was French and he come over here. He speaks perfect English, don't get me wrong, but he was a French actor and he was doing a lot of French movies with the martial arts. So that's where Ninja Assassin came from.
Right.
It was a French
okay.
movie brought over here. It was English made, but it was brought over here. And it's just like
That makes sense.
he could have done so well, but the thing is he didn't have the name. If he had been Jean-Claude Van Atkins, they would have put him in something. Like it's these martial artists, you get a lot of them that are great martial artists, but horrible actors. Then you get this opposite. You get these great actors that don't know jack about martial arts, and some learn, some
yeah.
don't. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. When you want to learn more, those are the ones that get pulled up. Like getting off topic here, but like Adrian Paul, when he started Highlander the TV series, knew nothing about sword play and sword fighting. he has done nothing but study that since 1992 when he started that.
The dedication though is people can tell when you know what you're doing versus when you're doing what you're told in movies. Like if you know what you're doing, your movements always feel fluid, always feel realistic, and they feel like, oh, this person, like they could kick someone's ass in a fight. But if they're just acting and they're just doing what they're told, you can tell.
Well, it's like Michael Jai White. He should have been
Yeah.
bigger than he was because he could act. He's American and he was a great martial artist. But what did
Oh,
they
yeah, he
do?
deserves a lot more.
They typecast him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I'm not saying it's because he's black, but it's like,
I'm not saying it's because he is, but it
why
is.
is he not a bigger star? I don't understand.
No,
myself.
it's man, I don't know. I've been seeing him a lot recently, and I think he deserved a bigger role. I think he would have been a really great successor to Jackie Chan.
He would have been a phenomenal one because
I think he would have been a great, yeah. And he's like you said, great actor. Like he's very charismatic on screen and very talented. So like him being like the next the successor to Jackie Chan. Almost said Johnny Yen.
Johnny Yen. Mortal Kombat.
No, but he would have been a really great choice as a successor. But I think he's just so underutilized in Hollywood, and we don't really know the reason why. But I guess like you said, he was typecast
because he's black. Just say it, because he's black.
I mean, I don't know if that's the reason. I really don't know. He might be an asshole to executives for all I know, but like it baffles me with how much I see him. What I see of him is just phenomenal.
Well, I mean, like the one like
Steven Seagal,
like one of his biggest roles was Spawn. You know,
and it's like knocked you out.
And it's like there've been not very many real good American-made kung fu movies, unless you consider Big Trouble in Little China was the biggest American kung fu movie of all time.
Well, I mean, we could talk about that. Is that really considered a kung fu movie, or is it a comedy? Is it an action movie?
It's a kung fu movie. It's considered kung fu.
That's one of those movies. Like you're 100%. Like you get the mixture of all of them, but it's not really. People don't consider it a kung fu movie as much as they do just an action movie, or an action comedy because of Kurt Russell. Like Kurt Russell knew jack about martial arts, but everybody else did. That did the wire work. They did the regular fighting. They had the comedy. They had the action. They had the mysticism. That movie is like, I'm not gonna say it's a perfect movie, but it's one of the tops. Like you look at that, and there's any aspect of that, with the exception of Kim Cattrall, no offense, that worked. Every bit of it, it should not have worked, but just worked. And James Hong's version of Lo Pan, aka who you see in the thumbnail with Phantom's face on him, was just so good in that role too. He played both the old man and the strong Lo Pan. Yeah,
subtle Phantom.
Like that's a great movie. Like you get others, like there's other exploitation kind of martial arts exploitation, like Last Dragon. Say what you want about that movie. I'm one of the people that love that movie. Like Tomahawk, he didn't become anything big, but in that movie he was fun. You had God, I forgot his name. Sho'nuff, the guy that plays Sho'nuff. He was having a ball. He knew nothing about martial arts, but you could tell in that he was having a ball. And they played up the Bruce Lee Kung Fu martial arts part of that, as well as the kick-ass music. Let's be honest, Motown music. You can't go wrong with that.
If Brandon Lee hadn't died, he would have been a major kung fu star. He would have been up there with his father, 100%. I mean, look at The Crow.
We've got some gems. Well, The Crow, but like Rapid Fire.
Yeah,
that was his first big movie.
Showdown in Little China. I mean, Dolph Lundgren.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah. Fucking Dolph Lundgren did fucking kung fu fight in that fucking movie too. And it's like, I mean, there's so many great movies that have like come out over the years. I mean, look at Journey, like the movie, the Journey to the West series. of movies that they did like a few years ago, and you have like movies like I'm spacing here. Well, like another one like Storm Riders is a good kung fu movie. That's a period piece, and you have. And I know this could be like kung fu adjacent, but you got to put Mortal Kombat in there. You got to put Mortal Kombat in the kung fu realm because they're fighting.
I'd say that's more of a just a generalized of a variety of martial arts.
Yeah, Showdown Little Tokyo right there, baby.
Very nice.
Yeah, but AP, if you really think
Ronan has
about it,
something to
like the main focus of the Mortal Kombat tournament,
Ronan.
it was in Japan.
The old
I mean, it's in
clickers.
China.
Yeah, the old clickers.
I mean,
Yep.
if you think the first winner of Mortal Kombat was Kung Lao, Kung Lao is from Japan. I mean, from
Well,
China.
no, China.
He's a,
Kung Fu.
He's a Shaolin monk,
Yeah.
and it's like the movies from the 70s. You can call them what they will, bad dub or whatever. I mean, they literally took the Shaolin teachings, and that's where kung fu started, was from the Shaolin Temple.
Mhm.
Even though China, I don't want to get political, but China hates
China.
that part of their history, but they make really good movies about that part of their history.
Right,
the
right.
fighting
Very
and stuff.
true.
And it's like when it comes to like anything kung fu, you gotta look at the 70s and the 80s, the height of the kung fu era.
And one thing I miss, I know it don't fit in today's modern day movies and stuff, but one thing I miss about the 70s and 80s movies, maybe before that, I don't know, but I miss the old where it's like you would hear the hits and it would just see like you'd hear the sound of the slapping
The
of
whipping and the slapping
of the
of, like,
axes.
fists and
Back
arms and everything.
back before special the sound effects were like
For ADR, yeah, was
Yeah.
every
Right.
album, all the hits, everything was ADR with a massive smack.
or
I
It was
miss that.
kind
I
of
miss that
kind
in
of like
modern day
cartoonish.
movies, though.
Dude,
do
I
miss
missed
kind
that.
of
I missed
yeah.
wow.
all
Yeah.
the
It was kind of cartoonish with how loud it
What-
was sometimes.
what
well, I
was-
mean, like
Completely,
Bruce,
but that
well,
was
Bruce
the
Lee
fun-
was
that
the
Yeah,
one
but it
that
was
was
great. It was
most.
great. I agree.
Bruce Lee was
yeah,
the one that was most
was it
notable
Bruce
for
that
those
did that?
noises. Bruce
Yeah.
Lee did the one that most of those noises. Like every time he was on scene, whether he was swinging the nunchucks or anything else, he was like, "Ooh!" Then like that's what he was
what
well
was the
known
movie?
for.
What was the movie? I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's this dude that's doing the wah, and the guy like hits him with one hit, and he goes wah, wah. Makes fun of it.
No, that was you're thinking of Karate Kid. He goes,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
It's the third
mean,
Karate Kid when he fights the guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not to bring up
Funny
not to bring up Jet Li's meltdown again, but like the same character that was supposed to be a rip on Bruce Lee, like he does that noise so many times because I guess the director basically told him just make all the Bruce Lee noises because I want to make fun of Bruce Lee as much as possible. And like even, oh god, there's one scene and this scene's hilarious where they just escaped the terrorists and they had to save the one reporter girl who was like trapped in a bathroom full of snakes and like a lizard and whatnot. Dude gets bit in the ass when they're trying to escape from like the monitor lizard, and then he's telling his dad, "Do you think I got poisoned too?" It's like, wait, well, what do you want me to do about it? He's looking at the bite on his ass, like I'm not gonna suck it out. And then the Frankie's just like, I'm your little sonny boy though. So then his dad just basically hits the bite mark on his ass, and he starts doing the noise. He's like, and everything. I'm like, oh my god, dude. It had me dying for like a good 2 minutes, and I had to rewind that shit again just to see that one part. Oh
Yeah.
god.
What was the name of that one movie we watched on Wednesday?
Oh, you're talking about,
Kung Fu Hustle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kung Fu
So
Hustle.
so before you go to
That
that, like,
was-
but there was movies also like before you go in. I'm just going to say, Kung Fu movies are great, but some of the parody Kung Fu movies were freaking hilarious.
Oh
You're
yeah.
right.
And
Let's
so go
just
ahead,
jump
AP.
into that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So
AP.
I want to say like that was my first time watching that movie and holy shit, it was hilarious. Dude, like the absurdity, like especially like for those of you who have not seen it, it's really good. but one of the characters, in fact, she plays the town yeller, pretty much. The old
Oh,
lady who
she's
just
the
likes
daughter
yelling
of
at
the
everything.
dragon.
Oh.
She's the daughter of the
Yeah,
dragon.
no, but
Mhm.
she has the ability to pretty much like she can yell and just knock everyone off
The lion's
their
roar.
feet.
The Lions
Yep.
Roar,
The Lions
yeah.
The
Roar.
Lions
The
Roar.
Lions Roar.
It's
Yeah.
so freaking great, and
Her
it's just a
sucking in the
funny
air
movie.
where she's got the cigarette in her mouth. She
Yep.
sucks the whole thing in.
Yes,
Sucks the
And her
air in,
fucking, it goes
cigarette
up
just
into
out.
her chest, and she just goes.
I also love when she's chasing the main character and then she's flying in the air then into the freaking billboard.
That's
Freaking-
that
Yeah,
was
they
that
when they
was
run.
what,
yeah.
Yep.
that
There was
that
the
right
whole
there. So
Sonic
that,
run and
that
It was
was
a Bugs
everything.
Bunny
that,
cartoon. Yeah.
so if you ever watch, so that movie literally takes the tropes of kung fu movies and dials them to 11.
See,
All
half,
that's
the,
tropes.
half
It
the
was
time when I
fun
was
too.
watching the film, I was almost thinking, I feel like this whole thing's like a parody on the wuxia
is.
genre.
It
But
was.
well, the only reason why I wouldn't consider is just because
Yeah, it was a
like
parody.
wuxia. Well, no, it's a parody of like kung fu and everything like that. Reason why I would say it's not a parody of like wuxia is just because of the fact that that genre is specifically for like ancient China and like 13th, 12th century storytelling.
Yeah.
Well, Kung Fu Hustle takes place in like 1930s, 1940s era China, if anything.
Mhm.
But the reason I see it is because those kinds of films are most prominent for all the wire work, everybody flying around and
Well,
jumping around and
We
everything.
even got our
right?
own drunken master in it as her husband.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
right too. But it feels like it takes those elements of the wuxia storytelling genre and like just kind of throws them in here as well too.
Well, a
With all
mixture of
the
the ancient with the modern.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it is that you're seeing. Especially all the mysticism that they talk about with like the lion's roar that the landlady does, and
Mhm.
and the
Oh,
main
even the
character
guys with the
being like the
harp.
chosen one. Yes,
The guys
that's
with
right.
the harp. Yeah,
With the long nails and everything, and
yeah.
the harp.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Mhm.
The all like the over the top
And
elements
the
that wuxia
chains,
is known
Even
for.
guy
the
that did
frog,
Shang-Chi,
even frog
right?
guy, even
Yep.
frog
Oh,
guy.
dude,
I
the
mean,
frog
his
guy was
ability.
wild.
The
His
frog guy was
abilities.
absolutely wild, but yes,
But
and the
he
dubbing
was
in that
beaten. He didn't die.
Yeah.
He just said,
yes,
"I'm beating. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'll stop."
right.
Master.
and of
ways.
course the dubbing in that film was just absolutely jaw-droppingly bad, but in like the best way
It's better
possible.
than It's better than the Chinese. I've seen them both, and I prefer the dub over the Chinese any
See,
day. 'Cause it's
70s
way
and
better.
80s, I gotta say, that's the thing. None of the 70s and 80s movies of kung fu movies, the dub is never good. I can't remember one movie where it was actually really good, but it's so much fun. Like when
It
you
made
get
iconic.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
because
Right.
it's so cheesy. Like you love the movie, but the dub is so cheesy that you love part of it as well as that. So it's like you get a mixture
Mhm.
of, oh my god, am I really watching this? Because it sounds stupid, but
Yeah.
then you're like watching these action
Well,
scenes as well.
Look
So,
at
like,
Kung Pao. Look at Kung Pao.
Oh.
They literally took the trope of the audio and made it a thing in that movie where they're talking.
right.
Taco Bell
Yeah.
product placement with Taco Bell. One of us
Oh,
is
man.
wearing a push-up bra.
I mean
But-
that was the thing about those older movies. It's like like nowadays dubbing is way better than like the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they didn't have people knew what they were doing with those movies, and they couldn't
Well,
get the
now
audio
a
with the voice
microphone like
interpreted.
you have on your a little
Yeah.
lapel
Mhm.
microphone has
Mhm.
better sound than anything they had back in the
Yeah.
80s and 70s.
But
so
I honestly think they did that intentionally because they thought the movies were going to be terrible. But
No.
people loved it because the voices are off of the people speaking.
no, it's funny you
Because
mentioned that
it
actually
makes sense.
because
It makes sense for the goofiness of the movie.
I don't know how many of you guys may have heard of this one anime. Just a small side tangent, but like there's an anime that's called Ghost Stories that was like popular in Japan.
I
people
literally just watched like 5 episodes about a week ago.
Vagabond had me
yes.
watch that shit. And it's hilarious.
Yep. So in Japan, it was fairly popular. It's about a bunch of kids that like always are dealing with like a bunch of ghosts and yokai and whatnot. But over here in the States, when they brought it over, for some reason, the dubbing company I guess
do
they were
whatever
either
they
given
wanted.
permission.
They were given
Yeah,
they
essentially
were given the
permission.
rights. They said do whatever you want, and they turned it into a series like Scooby Doo, and it's
Comedy.
hilarious.
No, it's like Scooby Doo on meth And like,
Mhm.
okay, imagine the usual abridged series that you see online, like Team 4 Stars, Dragon Ball
Ball.
Z.
I
Dragon Ball
recently
Z, yeah.
watched Sisters Leveling Bridge, and that was hilarious.
Imagine that, but actually being officially made by like an anime studio and then officially dubbed by a company. That's
Well,
basically what it is.
Well,
It's
what I read
hilarious.
was they didn't see any money in it. They said, "You want it in America, fine, but we don't see any money in it, so go ahead and just do what you want."
It
And
didn't
let's be
make
honest, that made
money.
it popular. They
Yes.
Yeah.
making it stupid and funny made it popular here. Maybe not as popular as it was over there, but made it more enjoyable for adults as well as, well, not kids, but teenagers.
Teenagers and adults, considering the
Yep.
a lot of the content, the language that was in it. But yeah, which it kind of just to tie it with like Kung Fu Hustle, at least the dubbing that they went with it. Well, I don't know how the original Chinese language with the film is, but I think the dubbing absolutely elevates it, makes it even more
Well,
hilarious.
well, when it comes to ghost stories, the original like Japanese language one, it was a serious anime.
Right,
It
of
had
course.
dark
Well,
themes and stuff, but
but it was made for children though. That's what
Mhm.
I read. It was made for children in
Mhm.
Japan or China or Korea or whatever
Mhm.
it was.
Right.
So, and then they brought it here and just he gave it to us, the stupid adults.
bunch of American retards actually made it a good show. Hands down, that's what happened.
I mean, that's
You
what a
know,
lot of.
and
I
it's
mean,
like
there's more than one anime that's kung fu martial arts that's only better because of the dub.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
And
I have
yeah,
to
and don't
admit,
forget everybody on Anime with the Homies, me and Kreese have challenged Sophie and Vagabond dub versus
I
sub
will.
debate.
Actually,
That's
you know
gonna be
what?
fun.
I'll
That's
throw in
gonna
a
be
little
fun.
nod there too, since we are talking about anime
Dub
just a
sub.
little bit. But there's one series that my friend was obsessed with when he was younger. Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. That one's a pretty interesting one. That's all about martial arts and kung fu and karate. They even go through all different types of various fighting styles that the main character has to learn in order to become the one of the strongest martial arts masters. But that's another
Yeah.
one that
Well,
focuses a
So
lot on it.
Fist of the No
I just
Star.
wanna.
Fist of the No Star
I'm.
was another
I've
one.
not seen that
Oh
one.
my god,
Oh my
I've not
goodness.
seen that one.
Yeah. Well,
the live
So
action with Gary Daniels.
oh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
He would have been he could have been name dropped as a potential as a American Bruce
Gary
Lee,
Daniels has no acting ability whatsoever, so I
but
would
he can
not name him.
fight.
He can
He was in
fight.
City Hunter. He was in City Hunter, and he was fucking hilarious in City Hunter with Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan City Hunter.
So
Well, Jackie
Yeah.
Chan got to be Chung Li, which was just odd for me.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm just gonna. I want to go off to like you guys mentioned sub dub, and like Campy you mentioned, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but I'm gonna bring it try to bring it back as best I can. When you mentioned like some dub is better than sub, one anime that came to mind, and it's Solo Leveling. I personally think the dub for that is just light years better than the sub. But that's kind of that's
See,
that's kind of
Kreese, we got more people on our side with the dub. We got more people
See-
on our
see,
side.
I
Fuck you,
haven't seen.
Vagabond and Sophie. Fuck
I
you.
haven't seen Solo Leveling, but I've seen.
You need
like
to
I
watch
told
it,
you,
dude.
Well, the Sister Leveling abridged, which was just making kind of fun of it, I guess.
Mhm.
But it was so hilarious that's made me want
Yeah.
to go watch Solo Leveling now.
I was, but going back to like how we were talking about parody movies and all that. The parody movie, which I freaking I loved the movie we watched on Wednesday. It was so absurd at times, but it was just a laugh the entire time. Like I had that I was like I don't. There's a lot of parody movies that are just corny and like boring and just bad, but that one was just a blast all the way through.
Another good one, Stephen Chow is who made that, and another good one with him. If any of y'all are looking for one that's similar to that, Shaolin Soccer was also made by him, and that's a hilarious.
I gotta
one
watch
too.
it. I gotta watch
They
it.
did. He also did one. So it's a trilogy of movies. So he did also one where there is kung fu cooking, and
I don't think I've seen
it's
that one.
hilarious. It's so the woman that is supposed to be, well, spoilers, his parents in the movie. They're in that movie. He uses the same people in all of his movies.
Oh, you mean the parents in Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah.
Kung Fu,
So
yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
in that movie too.
That dude.
But it's now like we were talking about like adjacent like stuff like movies that have like the like I have to throw in there like Ultraman. like they have their own kung fu style of fighting. There's galactic style, and you also have a cosmic beast style, which is mimic off of like kung fu, because kung fu use like the bear, the crane, the snake, and stuff like that. So they actually took a lot of that influence into their stuff right there in that series.
I'm sorry, you made me think of Wayne's World when he goes the bat, the rat, the monkey,
Yeah.
the eagle, the beetle. Do 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 do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
That's how those movies were, like the ones like ancient times, because a lot of those movies, like there's one Jackie Chan movie, I can't think of the name of it. Campions knows the one I'm talking about. Jackie Chan finds this book. This book has these ghosts that coincide in the book that teach him kung fu in the movie, and they're literally teaching him the animal style of kung fu. And
I don't know the one you're talking about. I don't know it.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's like one of the, like, he's supposed to be like the guy that works at the Shaolin Temple, and he's like he's a dumbass when it comes to martial arts, but he finds this book, he reads the book, and he becomes the grand master of all these techniques, especially this one that's like a forbidden hidden technique. And
Snake in the Eagle's shadow.
I think so. Might not be. I just can't remember the name of it. If I see the movie, I mean, I have it on in my box set. But yeah, it's like a lot of like those older movies dealt with the mythology of, because kung fu started off by people looking at animals. You have the bear, you have the tiger, you have the crane, you have the snake, and all that. Those were the techniques that they learned the kung fu from. And it's like modern day like martial art films. That's what I miss about modern day martial arts. They don't have like references to like how kung fu started, with like you go into a dojo and you're learning, like, back then you only learned one style of kung fu. It's either the snake or the tiger or the crane.
You completely got a point there. Like most movies now, it's just about like, hey, this guy knows kung fu. Don't tell you how, don't care anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows the kung fu. He knows martial arts.
It's a savant to martial arts, is what.
Yeah, it's not a how'd you learn this.
Going back to Shang-Chi, it was like you kind of knew a lot. Like you knew he knew it, but like it didn't fully explain how he did. Like I know it had like a moment where it said, "Oh,
he was like 30.
Okay.
How in 30 years is he not showing off he's a martial artist?"
Yeah, no.
Okay,
like,
so
how is it not diluted? How is it skill?
Okay.
Katie looks at him like, "What?"
Well, the thing is, Tommy, you gotta remember, like, that version of the Mandarin, he's 1,000 years old because the rings prolonged his life, and
no, I
his
wasn't talking
father
about Mandarin.
learned all martial arts. His
He's
father in the
talking
movie
about
was
his
the
dad.
Mandarin.
Yeah.
The dad.
But my point was. My point
because
was
because he knew if he used his martial arts, his father would know where he was at, and he suppressed it.
But
it's like Liu Kang in the original Mortal Kombat movie. Like, he walked away from the Shaolin Temple because he walked away from his responsibility.
But did they explain that in the movie? Like, I get what you're saying, his chi.
Yeah, no.
His chi. But did they explain that in the movie? No.
But my point was mainly that, like, is like he hadn't used this like his martial arts in like 30 years, and yet when he got back to using it, he had no mess ups, no slip ups,
exactly.
it was just perfect. Like that.
Well, he probably still practice. I mean, even when you don't like use it day to day, you still do stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but
a martial arts will still do like.
But that cancels out your previous statement. Then his father.
Yeah, but wouldn't his father have sensed it if he was practicing?
Yeah. So even
like there's like certain movies, like when you have a movie like with a kung fu master, and like he's cleaning the house, right? And he's using his martial arts to clean the house. He's using less of his chi energy in doing that than like a fight, because in a fight you're going all out. It's two different ways of using your chi.
Stephen Chow, if you're watching, Phantom just gave you an idea. Kung fu cleaning.
That's a good idea. Man, but like again, it's just I'm very like, I guess I'm kind of nitpicky when it comes to things like if like when it comes to like guns and all that, if like there's not, if there's unlimited ammo and all that. There was a little bit of that in the Raid movie. I noticed that, and I was like, no. But again, overall it didn't take dilute the movie.
Well, you
very
said
much.
it like it wouldn't have hurt to have a scene where it's like, where did he learn
You
all
see,
this? Like
yeah,
him and his brother training or
yeah.
something would have been like, okay, that's why they could fight because they trained
Well,
before he.
I will say, like in the beginning, in the raid, going to the training, you see the main character. I don't remember the main character's name. You see him training in the beginning, like a short like montage of him like punching the punching
Yeah,
bag.
yeah.
You see, so you see he has skill. You see he's clearly
Well,
does
he's also a
train.
cop. He's also a cop,
Yeah,
so that kind of
but he's
explains a
also a
little bit
cop.
too.
And
But
they do a little bit of explanation, but like there's a lot of movies where the people who have these skills, you don't see it. Like you just see they have the skills and that's it. And sometimes not everything needs answered, but when it comes to like it'd be kind of cool to see, like, especially if the main character, how did they maintain their skill? Like, for example, going back to Shang-Chi, how did he maintain his skill so long, so fluidly, so perfectly, if he hadn't used it, unless he was like training it to
Muscle
bare minimum?
memory. It's all muscle memory.
not
It's all
over 30
muscle
years.
memory.
I spoke Spanish 30 years ago. I can't speak it now, so I don't want to hear that.
Well, no,
Damn.
I get it is a superhero movie, so like you gotta
you gotta
suspend some
disbelief.
disbelief.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing. I agree with you, but there's also movies that did do that. And Phantom brought it up earlier. Jean-Claude Van Damme, say what you want about him, but both kickboxer and blood sport. And I think there's one more where it shows the montages. I don't know how to do
Oh, yeah.
this. I'm going to learn how to do this, and it shows you the montage of them learning the skill. And it's like there, you don't see that in movies anymore. It's literally like you said, just this guy can fight because he can fight.
Yeah. Or like, well, it was like in not really a karate movie, but it's Kick-Ass. Like you see like the main character lose a lot of fights. You see him lose a lot of fights, and eventually he starts winning. And he loses hard sometimes, but seeing like I like little niches like that's just my pet peeve. Is like I want to know how people are doing these things. I want to know, like, if it's like a gun. I don't want to see like someone like like a pistol that has 9 rounds in it, shooting at 80 freaking bullets without reloading, and I'm like,
I agree with you. Like Shang-Chi, if he'd have had like one ring that gave him a little bit of power, say his dad had all rings except one of them, like he had 9 out of 10. I could deal with that a little better than what we got. Like I agree with you. Like if he didn't use martial arts for 30 years, he's not gonna be able to be like and be fucking off right there. It's just not gonna happen. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it.
He could easily, like, it's like riding a bike. It's just like riding a bike. It's my example is he could easily relearn it way quicker than the first time he learned it, because it takes a while. Like it takes a while to train from no knowledge to expert. But when you're expert and you kind of dip in knowledge, it's easier to go back to the expert level because you already have a foundation. You already have a foundation. You could easily go back and it would be quicker. So there's like no explanation of that. He just like jumped into the fight and he was kicking ass.
So you're saying Ronin was a Ronin in 1300s, and so now he'd be able to be a Ronin again?
If he trained for it. He just left.
I scared him off.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I get what you're saying there, but at the same time, I mean, it is a sign of disbelief. And like you go back to certain actors and certain things, like Chow Yun-Fat. Going back to he, like I said, he was great in Replacement Killers. He's great in God, I can't remember the name of the movie. I want to say Hard Boiled, but I don't think it's called Hard Boiled. But it's one of his first movies. And then you look at him in something like Dragon Ball Evolution, and it's like they just went downhill.
Oh no.
Oh, if you want to play that game, I got like 3 swords. 4
I already am a Ronin.
The pen is mightier. The pen is mightier than the sword, boy.
All right, let's pull it back a little bit. So anything else? You got anything else, Campia?
I mean, is there other movies you want to bring up? Any actors like you want to talk about John Woo movies more or anything like that? If you don't, then we can.
Well, it is interesting you brought up John Woo, because I know you mentioned Hard Boiled earlier, right? I haven't. I hate that I have to say this, but I haven't had a chance to see Hard Boiled, but it's one that's priority number 1 on the list for me, just because I've seen and heard a lot of people talk about Hard Boiled. I've even seen the clip of like the hospital shootout which is probably
Ronin?
one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
You do you like retro games?
Oh hell yes!
Stranglehold.
Oh
Stranglehold
yeah,
is
there you
based
go.
off of
Yeah.
Hard Boiled.
No, we
Stranglehold
talked
is
about this
based-
before,
yeah,
actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stranglehold is essentially, wasn't it made by John Woo as well too? Like he helped in the
It's a
production of the
sequel.
game.
It's his story.
literally
Yes.
a
His story.
sequel. It's a sequel to Hard Boiled.
Yeah,
It's
right there.
Stranglehold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't know it was a sequel,
Mhm.
but I knew it was basically the same
Yeah.
characters.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like that. That's another thing. Video games is where it's we don't get martial art movies as much as we did. We're getting a buttload of martial arts in video games.
Sifu.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Sifu is the definitive
Sifu was
one.
a
Yes.
really good example. Sifu.
Mhm.
And like the episode for that game series on Amazon, the Sifu episode,
Oh, the
Mhm.
secret level. Yeah.
secret level. Yeah, that Sifu episode, it was one of my favorites because they really nailed like the artistic style and just the fluidity. And I think that actor, what did they use motion capture in it? Because it was very,
Mhm.
yeah. So like the actor who played Sifu, obviously like he deserves a lot more recognition. But I want to go back, like you mentioned, like favorite actor or favorite, and all that. I would say, going to like you talk about favorite actor, I'd say I want to talk about like Jackie Chan's an obvious answer.
Yeah.
He's a very obvious answer, and he's very deserved. Like he's genuinely talented. He's good on screen, and he's very skilled. And going back to like I always I watched the first Karate Kid movie I did watch was the worst one. And then I watched the original first one, and I loved it, dude. It was light years better, but I think Jackie Chan was the best part in that movie, like in the attempted remake.
Well, the thing about Jackie Chan is they tried to take him too far from the martial arts and put him in a comedy. Like The Medallion. The Medallion is one of the worst movies that Jackie Chan ever did. I understand what they were trying to do, but it didn't work, and it was just not enjoyable. They tried to
but
make
I
him,
love the movie. I like that movie. It was good.
but
I like that movie.
for slapstick comedy, yeah. But for Jackie Chan, I don't
Just
know.
with Julian Sands.
I
mean,
I
God
wanna
rest
say,
his
like,
soul.
Julian Sands. I like
mean,
Julian Sands, and
Jackie Chan. Another thing I loved, like, a moment I remember vividly, is when he and Chris Tucker's character in Rush Hour are in that one giant room, and he's going down the freaking, like, sliding down the giant banner or the curtain, and he's just
Oh yeah.
and then
That's a good one
and then
too.
the-
Yeah.
and then yeah.
well,
and
another
seeing him
good Jackie
dance
Chan
around
movie is
and-
Twin Dragons. Twin
Oh, yeah, I
Dragons
agree.
is another good Jackie Chan movie where he plays twins, and it's like the
Like-
Corcuson brothers.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
remember
So
exactly
good.
why I love this movie. I do have it on my Jellyfin server, but Gorgeous by Jackie Chan.
Oh
was
yes.
such a good movie.
That's such a good one too. Yes.
And it's like it
another-
doesn't get talked about enough.
Jackie Chan's Who Am I? The
Who Am I was
fight
good,
scene on
yeah,
top
yeah,
of the building
yeah,
with the
yeah,
two guys was really fucking good.
But that goes to show you, like Jackie Chan through the years, he may not have the best movies, but they're all enjoyable. Like that's the thing about his career is like whether you like him or not, or dislike his movies or not, his movies do have an audience. His movies do bring people in.
he's
His movies
71?
are entertaining. And it's like,
Well,
I'm gonna ask. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna ask.
Well,
one final
another
question.
thing about Jackie Chan is like he's talked about he's moving away from like the hardcore action like he used to. He can't do it no more.
He has to.
He just
Oh,
can't
absolutely.
do it.
Yeah,
he
he's
just can't do it
71.
no
He's
more.
like, he
And
that'd
like
kill his body.
I think like his last like major movie he did a lot of his stunts in was it Chinese Zodiac, where he did like all of his stunts, and then
back
like
in
after that,
2016, 17. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and like like another one of his movies is called Blue Steel, about the aliens and shit, the future guy and
Blue
stuff.
Steel.
Yeah, it's like he's like he's moved away a lot from the like the hardcore stuff, and it's like, dude, I'm surprised he's not dead after all that we've seen him. I mean, the blueprint, the reels
Or
at the
at
end of
least
his movies.
crippled.
Yeah,
And okay,
I mean, he's
so,
just dude. He's lucky that Rumble in the Bronx. He only got a broken fucking foot.
and had to wear a
Dude,
giant
he-
shoe.
Dedicated though, like he was absolutely dedicated to the craft, and like he took all these beatings and all these bruises and all that he got.
all these stunts were his idea.
Oh
All
yeah,
these
and
stunts were his idea.
like for
He
example,
made this.
I do not remember the movie, but when he's on top of that building and he's sliding down the freaking the
Oh, I
Jackie
know
Chan,
what
who
you're
am
talking
I?
about.
Jackie Chan,
Yeah,
who am
okay,
I?
yeah.
That's
That
yeah,
is
that
okay,
Who
movie.
Am I?
like I heard he had to mentally prepare himself for that for like 2 weeks. Like he had to
Yeah, 'cause
like
he hates heights.
eh,
He hates heights.
oh yeah.
He
Yep.
literally does hate heights.
Dude, I get that. It's heights suck. Like but like he absolutely like he is fully dedicated and like he absolutely deserves all the respect he gets. He like absolute like I know I've said absolutely like 4 times now.
His politics
But,
are
I mean-
are awful, but he's a phenomenal actor.
He's the
Yeah.
#1 kung fu martial artist comedian in America, in
Dude,
China.
Michael J. White deserves a lot more recognition. Though.
I
Like,
hate
he
to
deserves
say
in
this.
Hollywood.
I hate to say this, but
And-
you know, Jackie Chan is bigger than Bruce Lee ever
And-
could have been.
That's what I was going. That's what I was about to
Whoa,
ask.
okay.
Let me ask this question. Bruce Lee lived and continued to make movies. Would we have Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and all them if Bruce was right now still living at like 75? Would we still, or however old he would be, would we still have Jackie Chan? Would we still have these other actors? Do you think?
I
No.
think
No.
I think we would have possibly, and maybe this is just me being optimistic about it. I think we would have seen, you know how there's the Forbidden Kingdom where they finally put Jackie Chan and Jet Li together. I
Mhm.
think we probably would have seen some other film like that where you have Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Bruce Lee in it. I think
But-
we would have seen something wild where we
Oh,
have
yeah,
all
it-
what
three
I'm
of them
asking,
together.
They
what I'm
wouldn't be as
asking is,
big.
would they be?
They
that's
wouldn't
what
be
I
as
was gonna say.
big.
Like, would you?
Oh, no.
Do you
as
think
big.
they would be big with Bruce still around?
No, it was Bruce. It was because of Bruce Lee's death that these guys became megastars. I hate to say that, but that's how it is. You know,
And
they
what-
they
what-
needed
I don't
the
know.
void.
I don't know
It was
because
the void.
because
the
the
void
films
that
that
made him a
Jackie
star.
the films that Jackie Chan's done are really iconic if you have to think about it. Like all the stuff he did in the late 80s and throughout the 90s, especially
I agree with you.
Rush Hour and
could-
I mean, I guess maybe the one argument you would make is it possible that Jackie Chan would have been in Rush Hour or would it have been Bruce Lee? That would have been the ultimate
Well,
question. I
having
suppose.
said that, here's the thing: if Bruce had lived and we got movies after Enter the Dragon, who's to say they wouldn't have bombed and he knocked down the genre because
He
would
would
have
have been.
bad
He would have
later on
been
in
the
life.
star. It would have been
I-
Bruce Lee. It wouldn't be Jackie.
Yeah,
it
Bruce
would
Lee
be
would have been the
Bruce Lee.
star.
Do you?
Yeah,
do you
I don't
think,
know.
His
Do you think
movies.
so though? His death might have led to that movie being as big as it was.
Yeah,
Like I
it
think we
was.
still would have got martial arts movies from him, but I don't know
Well,
if he would be the icon he is today
If
he
Right.
had
if
lived.
Bruce Lee was still alive, he'd be 85 years old. Like if he was
85,
still alive
okay.
today. So
He was
he'd be
alive
up
today,
he'd be up
okay.
there.
But I mean,
So he probably were retired maybe around within the last 10 years.
like
or
2000,
10, 15
yeah,
years.
2000 something, yeah. But my point is, could you see them being as big as they are, even with him there, or it's a double-edged sword?
No, I don't, because like
I don't know. It's
like Phantom said, I don't think it was Phantom said his death
Phantom
caused
said
a
it, yeah.
void. Yeah, his death caused a void.
Mhm.
So because of this void, people like Donnie Yen and Jackie Chan, they had the opportunity, and it was a terrible time to have this opportunity because Bruce Lee's death, but because of that, because of his death came something good, and that's like with Jackie Chan's career.
right, but
And-
I don't see how Bruce Lee would be able to even overshadow films like Rumble in the Bronx or
I get
overshadow
what you're saying.
films like
What
Police Story
I think Jackie Chan would have continued on. I don't think he would be as big
Yes.
as he is, but I think he would have been the comedy martial arts side, whereas Bruce would have been the serious action side.
The thing about Jackie and Bruce was Jackie Chan became a movie star after Bruce's death. He was still been a stunt coordinator. He still would
Mhm.
been in that role as a background character. He wouldn't be the main star.
Not necessarily. That's what I'm saying.
know,
If you're looking for a comedy martial arts movie, I think he would have still been that in the 80s and 90s. I don't think he would have been considered for the action movies. Like Rush Hour, I feel like would have been maybe Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
I think what would have happened is I think Jackie Chan would have still had a career, but I don't think it would have been nearly as popular. I don't, and
Mm-hmm.
which means I don't think he'd get a lot of the roles he got. I think like movies like maybe like Rush Hour, or maybe he'd be probably he would like it would have been gone to Bruce Lee maybe, or
Well, yeah, like
but
Operation Condor might have been Bruce
Yeah,
Lee's
yeah.
movies. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
suppose in
But-
that case, then the third man in this, Jet Li, probably would have been the one that would have not had a career at all.
I feel like
if
he
anything. I think
wouldn't
he
have.
would have
I-
had
yeah.
the career.
because
Yeah,
because his acting is real
Mhm.
stoic in America. I
right.
don't think he would have been. He would have been Bruce Lee. Would have been all those parts. The one would have been Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
Lethal
He-
Weapon 4 would have been Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He would have been. He would have been in High Risk as well too. He probably He
Mhm.
probably would have even been in Legend, also.
He could have been. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or the what's
Yeah.
the other one that they did?
Hell, he
Foreigner?
they would have
Foreigner's the more
probably
serious one.
No,
they probably got Bruce Lee to play Ip Man because Ip Man was his teacher.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I
Really.
think that I would have actually seen Don Yen probably wouldn't have been chosen. It would have
Nope.
been Bruce Lee to play Ip Man.
Mhm.
I think Donnie Yen and I think both Donnie Yen. I think you're right. Donnie Yen and Jet Li both would have not really had a career. I mean, we may not even got. We might have even got a Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like those roles might have
Mhm.
gone to Bruce. You never
Right.
know. But it's an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out one last movie and then we can go to outros. If you haven't seen it, it's stupid. It's one of the exploitations about it, but it's called My Name is Bruce. And it's a comedy where this guy is mistaken for a martial artist like Bruce Lee. Yeah, he knows nothing about martial arts. And he just kind of cons his way through the movie. And it's pretty damn hilarious if you ever get a chance to watch it. But go ahead. We're going to go ahead and do outros. Atomic, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm. You can find me on here obviously every Sunday on this awesome show, which is it's great to be on. But you can also find me on my YouTube channel where I am constantly making entertainment related videos and where I have fun and just where I'm going to try to start gaming streams a lot more because I've been putting that off a lot. But because the homies are doing gaming streams, I feel like that could coincide. So yeah, I'm going to be a lot more active on my YouTube channel when it comes to like live streams and all that. But it still might be a Friday thing. And I'm also on X where like I'm very, very vocal. X gonna give it to you. No.
That's exactly what I thought of.
No, but you can find me, like I said, you can find me on X, or as I would say, join the Discord for the Homies, because we do movie nights every
Oh, for DMX.
every Friday, and yeah, so, or the GCA. I love being there, man. It's great being.
All right.
Ronan?
Your phone ringing. Your
Oh
phone
my
ringing.
God. As for me, speaking of the
Oh,
For the
shit,
Homies podcast, do not condone or
Yep.
approve of the actions of Phantom X. But
What he said.
as,
What he said.
as for me, yeah, you can find me on X as well. You can find me on all my links on my link tree. I'm on X. I'm on YouTube. Still setting up my Rumble channel, trying to figure that out. But yeah, later today I will be streaming the original Fallout again. The first stream that we did was eventful.
It was pretty
considering all the
successful.
shots that I kept missing. But yes, it was pretty successful. I think 187
And the
people liked
boomer
the
moment.
fact that I was missing all my shots and the boomer moment,
That's what she said.
and kept hearing all of the window sounds. But yes, I will be streaming more OG Fallout later tonight. And you can find me here again as well every Sunday with Matinee with the homies. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Ronan. I am M. CampuU. I am the Sugar Honey Iced Tea memer, as well as of the GCA and the For the Homies. I'm on X. You can find me there. You can find me on Criticless, where I do reviews of movies we watch and other movies. I'm working on a video, as always. I'm as bad as Hayden Wayne is about getting it out.
Hayden went.
I'm
not gonna
also
say
the
it.
guy that streams the gaming stream apparently now. Sorry for the non face cam, but whenever I got to read, I'm not gonna sit there and do like this. I wear glasses, so I can't read with my mask, so I don't have my mask on. But I
You
appreciate everyone
four-eyed
showing up.
freak.
I appreciate everyone showing up for that.
Excuse me.
Is Jess having a stream today?
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
forget everybody go there and support Jess.
Yes,
Yeah.
go support our
Go
good
support my
ginger
ginger
friend.
friend.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ronan.
Friend. Yep.
Our ginger friend, and just appreciate y'all coming here. Like Kreese always says, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Back to you.
Oh yeah,
Fanny.
we all do.
So thank you guys for coming in, and make sure to go over there and like Jess's stream and say we sent you her way. She's trying to get her watch hours up to get monetized. She's already at over 500 subscribers, so let's get her monetized before the end of the year.
Yes.
Also, if you guys want to watch our gaming stream, it is up on the channel. It's from last night. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people in there, and we're going to try to work on a part 2 playing again pretty soon. Thursday night, where there is no guest, but one of these 3 guys are going to be probably joining us this week.
Yep.
Also, Anime with the Homies will be returning next Saturday night. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. And Campus, so what are we going to be
One more
talking about
thing,
next week?
One more
Next
thing.
week is. Oh, go ahead.
Plug the merch.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, we also
check out the For the Homies merch.
Yeah, we got merch, and be adding some new stuff here pretty soon. I might be starting adding some of my famous memes on T-shirts pretty soon of these guys here.
Damn it, Tobias.
Yeah, and
Damn it, Tobias.
And so yeah, we'll see you guys
next week.
So,
Next week will be Christmas movies. We know it's a little early. We're going to do different tiers. So next week is Christmas movies. Then we're doing Dick Van Dyke's birthday the week after. Then the week before Christmas, we're doing animated Christmas movies. So there's your 3 weeks to look forward to. And hope you come and see us.
Spoilers.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys this Thursday night for the Homies Podcast. I'm Phantom X. He's Liquid Patriot. That's the guy. It's the oil now. We got the Dollar Tree, Rey Mysterio, M. Campia, and we got Ronda the Conqueror, the Crusader, what you want to fucking call him. We're the homies, and we'll see you guys Thursday night. Don't forget, watch party
stream, nerds.
Watch party Wednesday night for Welcome to Dairy, and our normal watch parties Friday night. We're going to be doing 2 episodes of My Hero Friday night before our main watch party for the show. So, good night, good day, wherever the hell you're at. And in the wise words of Vagabond, if it's brown, flush it down. And Atomic just loves women's speed. He wants to lick Nutella off them like Vagabond does. Good night, everybody.
That's Vagabond.
Like